It was all of the jurors.
Right. And let me quickly get Ann Bremner and Meg Strickler, since they've been so kind to stick around with us, and their reaction to the verdict. Ann, I'll start off with you.
Well, we were just looking back behind us because it's just a scene back there. There's balloons. There's people just congregating everywhere. I always thought that this could be a case where the defense could have the advantage, and that's because it's a reasonable doubt case. When you say to a jury, do you know how she was killed? Can you even say who did it? And that's a reasonable doubt. That can be enough. This is our justice system. Jose Baez, I think, was undersold. I think throughout this trial, I think he's done an admirable job, and his closing was extraordinary. He's an everyman lawyer. He's a jury lawyer. And look what happened in this case today. The jurors were swift and sure and came up with a decision that they rendered today.
And Meg, it's interesting, speaking of Jose Baez, in his closing, he said they gave you 2 weeks of testimony that was completely irrelevant and served only one purpose, and that was to paint Casey Anthony as a slut, as a party girl, as a girl who lies. Has nothing to do with how Kaylee died. Very strong language, but obviously he knew the direction he was going in with this jury.
And it works. It worked. And you know what? Jose has obviously had some good days and some bad days throughout this trial. But I felt his compassion at the end of his closing argument yesterday. Or Sunday. It was amazing. And I think when you connect like that with a jury, it doesn't matter what happened days before. And I know Jose connected because he connected with me, even though I am defense-oriented. I know he connected because I do this for a living, and that helped. But also, to go back to the real basics here, we still, as I said over and over and over, had no idea how she died, who last saw her, your basic CSI stuff. They had to use junk science, weird science, air science, we had the garden lady, we had all kinds of interesting characters in this trial. And that's why I knew no matter what, they could never convict with death penalty. You have to have some strong stuff in order to get death penalty. So I think the jury did. It is our criminal justice system, and I'm glad it worked today. And that is what our system is. 12 jurors listen to the evidence and then take it into consideration and issue a verdict. And that's what happened here.
All right, thank you both. Let me bring back Savannah. And on these charges of providing false information to law enforcement.